Hype TV people! Spin, sugar people. Right folks, this video I'm going to give you some top tips on things to consider when you're doing a commercial conversion or a mixed use conversion. So what that is a mixed use is when you have got a commercial downstairs, i.e. a shop, and you're going to have a residential upstairs. So this is going to be a 5-bed HMO, so this is going to be a shop downstairs and a 5-bedroom HMO upstairs. And this is right in the town centre. Got a beautiful church. And right there, this is the main part of the main town centre. This is actually the high street here. So this is in Newcastle under Lyme. So location is superb. So come inside, let's do some here. Let's give you some tips, folks. Let's see if we can help you educate yourselves. And also, this is going to double up, double up as the first video in the series of this conversion, because I like to document everything that we are doing. So this is very much the before, folks. So it was previously a pet shop, I think, or something along them lines. So I'm going to talk you through things very briefly on this ground floor. But first of all, let's just walk around so the viewers can see what we're going to do. Like I say, this is very much the before, and it's going to be something magnifico. So we'll go through. Oh, look at this. I'm in jail. So this is the ground floor, and that is pretty much it, folks. So there's the back door. So this floor, key things to consider and key things to look out for. So number one, is power as in electricity. So thinking about this logically, we have downstairs a shop. So the shop is going to be, if you look behind me, so you see this steel that goes along there, and along there where the tickling stick is demonstrating, folks. And it goes all the way along there. So what we're going to do is, that's going to be built as a wall alongside this. So all that will be a wall. All this will be a wall. And then where this steel is here, we're going to build a wall there with a doorway in it. And then inside here, we are going to build a wall there, off this, down, and then this will become a toilet area. So this shop, so right here, what you see is going to become a shop. And then where I'm standing here, this is going to become a toilet. Beautiful! So when I'm talking about power, this is now going to be a shop, and upstairs is going to be a HMO. So we need to split the load. Now, because we don't know who the shop owner is, so it might be a hair salon, for instance. So they might require lots of hair dryers or things of electricity that's going to pull a lot of load. So we've got 100 amp supply into the building because it's a single phase. So what's an 100 amp supply, John? Well, 100 amp supply is this fuse, one fuse there. It quite clearly says 100 amps on the side. Let me see if I can show you. So we've got, there we go, 100 amps. One fuse, which is the same or the typical for a normal house. So we've got one fuse, 100 amps. So that's now going to have to try and carry the load for a shop and also a HMO, which means it's not going to have enough power. So that needs to be upgraded to 3-phase. And then what we can do is we can have one phase for the shop, which means one can have 100 amp fuse, the shop can, so you haven't got to worry then what tenant you're going to have or what their demand on electricity is, because that will cope with it. So inside here is going to have 100 amps, which leaves us 200 amps for upstairs. So because upstairs we are going to have some kitchenettes, and the kitchenettes are going to have 2-ring hobs in, as well as a kitchen downstairs and all the plug sockets. We've got more than enough load to cater for all the hobs, all the electrical items that we're going to have. So that's a brief explanation there. So that was number one, folks. Power. Have we got enough power? So commercial conversion, something we always have to consider. Let's go upstairs. Let's see what else we've got. What other goodies have we got for you guys? What can we think of? Oh, bit of a leak up there. So this is the landing. Scan around here. Just so you've got a feel for what it is. So we'll go through now. So this is like a bit of an office area upstairs. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We've got quite a bit of damp here. So this is not on every single commercial conversion, but something to consider. So when we're doing a mixed use, as generally speaking, that will be in a town or a village or a high street, because you've got a shop downstairs. So we need to look around, and this will be part of the planning hopefully as well. But little key factors we can have is we've got this lovely big church behind me. And because it's where it is, we need to consider, this is number 2, we need to consider, is this a heritage, is this a listed building? Or if it's not listed, because of things like that in the background, which is really quite nice, is it conservation? Because if it is conservation, because this is going to be a HMO upstairs, remember the mixed use, shop downstairs, residential upstairs, even if this was flats, ideally, these windows is what we call box sash windows. We need to replace them for thermal value, but we also need to make fire egress, so in the event of a fire, we can open that and jump out, so they want changing. Conservation can sometimes hinder this, or you might need permissions, or you're planning permissions. So just something to consider is it a conservation or is it a listed building? And if it is, that might, especially on a HMO, might cause problems with these things here, these windows. There are solutions to these things, but it's something to consider. So, moving swiftly on to the walk around. Oh, the back of my head. Isn't it lovely? So spinning around here, not a great deal to see, unfortunately. But like I say, we are doing a full back to bricks refurb. So what does that mean? So that means we're taking all the plaster off. So bear with me, folks, bear with me. Oh. Right. 3rd floor, top floor. So number 3, things to consider. So the clue is in the question, is it's a commercial mixed use conversion. So with a conversion, we are converting this upstairs of an which is classed as an office, as you've seen the desks downstairs. We are converting this into a residential, which means, because we can turning this into HMO, so it's residential, whether it's flats or residential, we need to consider something called sash calcs. So sash calcs are basically the thermal efficiency of the property. So if you're a HMO landlord, it means that you're paying the bills. And what you don't want to be doing is loads and loads of energy, losing it through these walls. So part of regulations will want you to do a thermal upgrade of the walls, which is part of the sash calc. So it's something you need to consider, is what is it that you need to do, or how thick. So when we say what we're going to do is what I call a thermal envelope, is we're going to take all the plaster off all these outside walls, and then we're going to install insulated plasterboard, which means it's going to have a layer of insulation, plasterboard on top, so then all these walls, or all the outside walls, will have what we call a thermal envelope, so they will all be insulated, which means it's going to be warmer inside, and it will help stop things like black mould and fungus growing inside your house, which tenants will moan about. Oh, that was actually a bit dangerous, John. Beautiful! It's just about holding itself up, folks. So, that was number 3 I'll give you. That was the 3rd one. So thermal envelope or sash calcs, or what do you want to put inside your HMO, or when you're converting it, it's something that you need to consider is the thermal envelope or the thermal efficiency. I feel like a giant. That's a bit low. The thermal efficiency of your property is something that you need to consider, because it will affect the costs, and it will be a stipulation for building regs. So shut in, number 3. And the fourth, and the most important thing that you must not forget, is design. And the reason is design is things like privacy, because what you don't want is to be having a poo in front of a window. That was a red herring, folks, but there's a little bit of truth in it as well. Walkthrough done. Hope you've learned something. Like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you soon for number 2.